Today's another beautiful day. We are chilling here, and I felt like, what I do all the time, bring out my camera, talk to you guys, because I'm aware there's somebody out there on the other side that needs this positive talk. Sometimes it's just me giving you some practical tips to move your life forward, because truth be said, people are passing through difficult times, man. I'm telling you, because you see, a few years ago, perhaps a year or 2-3 years ago, there was this big boom with YouTube. People quit their jobs just because YouTube was a thing. Don't get me wrong, it's still a thing. People are still making money from it, but it was like a free for all. You make a video, boom, the video gets 100,000 views, boom, you are paid, I don't know, 300 euros, 400 euros, or $400. Make another video, 200,000 views. It was a free for all. It was like, go onto YouTube at the time, people were telling you quit your job. Why are you still working a 9-to-5 job when you can just make videos and get paid doing it? The beautiful part of it was that people were being paid making videos of the things they love, which was huge. Well, that was a game changer, because you see, a lot of people have jobs that they do not love. They have a 9-to-5 job. They are good. It needs to be a struggle to go to that job because they do not love this job. They don't like it in any way. The job is stressful, physically very tasking. Every bad thing that you can think of, that job has it. But they have to go there because, they need the money, the bread, because without that, you cannot seem to live. And it was huge. That's why YouTube was a thing. People were doing the things they love. Those that loved hiking, they were taking their cameras along, hiking, making videos, and being paid to do that. Those that love sleeping in a bus, just like wandering in the forest, they were doing it, traveling all over the world, sleeping in their bus, and they were being paid to do that. Those that love cooking, those that love, whatever it was, people were being paid. It was a free for all, and people were quitting their jobs. A lot of you possibly also followed the bandwagon. You quit your job or to do YouTube full time. It was good. It was a good decision. People were balling. People were making money. And fast forward to today, YouTube has become what it is. Now it's becoming increasingly difficult. Like I said, people are still making money, but it is becoming increasingly difficult to really make money on the platform. Views are difficult to come by. You post videos, you do all sort of work making the videos come to life, and for some funny reason, that video ceases to see the light of day, and you don't get paid for it. And sometimes you spend 10 hours, 15 hours crafting a very good video, making a very good scripted video, and the video gets posted, it gets 15 views, which is very, very disheartening in my humble opinion. All right, this is a situation we have found ourselves now. But like I said, there are still some accounts that are kind of blessed. It doesn't matter what they do, what they post, they get a lot of views. If you are that kind of person, you have to count yourself lucky, because I'm telling you guys, not everybody has it like this. All right, that was one thing that happened about a few years ago. All right, another thing that also happened was reselling, which was one of the other very major business model being proposed on the internet at the time, was also a thing. If you go online, there are pretty much not so many business models that you can actually use in making money. YouTube, which is content creation; reselling, which is buying stuff, which is also flipping items for profit. This is another very good business model. There was also a time where it was a free for all. People were making money buying all sort of stuff, furnitures, whatever it was, electronic devices, clothes, books. People were making money with these things. And there was a time in this world that flipping items for profit was the easiest way for you to make money, and it was substituting a lot of jobs. People also quit their job just to pursue this area, this method of making money. You see, it was a lot. It sucked in a lot of people. People were balling, posting their loots online on TikTok, on Instagram. They tell you, hey, I went sourcing with 200 euros. I bought these items. Now I am going to flip them and make 1,000 euros doing it. It was a thing, because I understand that buying and selling is one of the oldest method of making money, and it's still very much, you know, possible to buy and sell today, which is pretty much reselling. But it has also become something that is no longer a free for all. You have to come with some specialized skills, and sometimes you just have to come point blank with some level of luck, which is you are here, an item, you are lucky or fortunate to stumble across this item. You buy it before anybody gets there, and you are lucky to bring it quickly to the platform, say eBay or whatnot, you know, Facebook Marketplace, and just flip it for profit. But right now, what we have is a situation where the competition is very, very stiff. It's very hard to get items, and even some of the major places that resellers were getting items, talking about places like Goodwill and stuff like that, they are also bringing their items now to the platform. And even then, they have suddenly realized that, look, why do we have to sell our items for 3 euros and somebody else comes and buys them and go ahead to flip it for say 15 or 20 euros? They are now increasing their prices. The last time I checked, it was very difficult to get, you know, an item for cheap in one of these Goodwill shop. Of course, there are still some cheap items, but these items are just not interesting. And because of that, this has become a thing. And don't forget, the platform itself, you know, the fees are increasing. People are, you know, coming per second. Everybody wants to sell there. And because of that, there's just so much, you know, crowd selling the same items, and it's just a race to the bottom in some categories. All right, I sell used electronics on eBay, and sometimes I see pretty much a race to the bottom situation in some of these categories. You know, yesterday I was taking a look and I saw that somebody was selling, you know, a HP ProDesk 400 G6 for about 200 euros with a 10 Gen Intel Core i5 processor and an 8 GB of DDR4 RAM and a 256 GB of SSD. Guys, I'm telling you, there is just no way you can actually make profit, you know, selling that if you are a reseller. It's only that this person selling it perhaps is the owner of this item, got it for free from some companies. If you are a reseller and you try to buy that thing and try to reflip it, you are not going to make profit at that price. And this person selling this item had about, you know, 20-25 pieces of this particular PC. So what that means is that if you had gone out to buy the HP ProDesk PC for the normal retailer's price, and then you try to come and flip it, you're going to be faced with a situation where you are trying to flip your item in a platform that already has somebody selling that item for below market price, and the person has a lot of this item. And because of that, that has created a kind of situation where things are pretty much very quiet right now. People are no longer able to make money the way they were making in the past, and now you have a lot of people that quit their jobs, and now they are now waiting. They do not know what to do. YouTube is not working, reselling is still working, but not as it used to be. And you can no longer say, okay, I want to live entirely on these income sources. Of course, if you are still lucky or fortunate, or you still do your homework very well, you still can make money with these things. But right now, we have a group of young men, young women, just at a crossroad, you know, stressed out. They do not know what next to do. And this video is meant to help you to say, look, you are not alone. And the earlier you begin to take things into your hands and, you know, move forward and do something, the better it's going to be for you. Do not forget, your monthly expenses are still going to come up. You're still going to pay your rent. You're still going to pay your transport costs. You're still going to pay your insurance, your health insurance if you pay yourself. You're still going to pay for your internet, and so on and so forth. The bills just keep mounting, and the more you begin to sit down and still not take action, you are putting yourself on the danger zone. And one danger zone is that you might wake up one day and realize that you no longer have money in your account, and slowly your account is going to go to negative. You're going to make recourse to the credit card that you have in your pocket, and before you know what's going on, boom, you are swept up your feet. Before you know it, you are landing in debt. You want to avoid that, and this is exactly what this video is meant to remind you of. Please, guys, if you are realizing that the business models that used to pay your bills no longer pay your bills, this is the best time for you to begin to look for a job or to begin to change things around. Because some of us, the only option that we have is to go get a job. Because if you want to try to start a new business model, you need money, you need time, and time is of the essence. That time you do not have, right now. And so the best thing that you can actually be thinking of doing right now is to quickly think of how you can begin to get another job. All right, there's no reason being shy about it. There's no reason, foot dragging, because not having money in your pocket is another level of stress that you do not want to deal with. All right, take a look at your neighborhood, take a look at the things around you, take a look at who is looking for workers. The skills that you have built working for yourself, you can easily put it to working for someone else. The beautiful thing is that you do not have to do this forever, because I'm aware, because I have been in this space for so long to realize that there are seasons and there are layers to these things. There's a time where things are not selling, where YouTube videos are not being pushed out. There's going to come another time where the algorithm will change, begin to push out content, people will be balling again. But until that time comes, you have to do what you have to do, and you have to have money in your account. Some of us have wives and kids. The most dangerous thing you can do is to wait until your account goes to zero and even negative before you begin to take action, because then you are possibly going to be more stressed beyond what you can ever imagine. So guys, doesn't matter if you have built this aura around yourself that you are a content creator that is making money, or you are a long-time reseller, and you kind of feel like, how would it feel when I start to tell people that, look, I went back to getting a 9-to-5. Guys, I'm telling you, it is nothing compared to the stress that you might have to have if you no longer have money to even pay your rent, if you are somebody that is operating from a warehouse, or you no longer have money to pay for your basic necessities of life. That is a major source of stress. So I felt like I should remind you guys, this is a time to take action. Your business, your reselling business, your content creation business is something that you still can do. It's just a phase. Do not say that you getting a job means that you have failed in your goals, or you have failed in your quest to be an entrepreneur. You have not failed. As a matter of fact, the best way to play this game 2026 is for you to have multiple sources of income. You could have a content creation business on the side. You could have you could have a reselling business on the side. You could have a full-time or a part-time job on the side. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that you have money to meet all your needs, to provide for your family, and you still have money to do the beautiful things of life that you want to do. Perhaps buying new clothes for yourself, for your kids, traveling around the world, and doing stuff like that. Sometimes you all need to be told this, and I felt like this video is going to resonate with somebody out there, and somebody's going to wake up and say, you know what, I am going to look for a job. Of course, this business I'm running is a good business. I know that it's going to work someday, but in the meantime, I'm going to look for a job. Do not let these people that have decided that, look, gaslighting is going to be all I do. Go onto YouTube, people keep gaslighting you, telling you all sort of stories. You can make money creating an AI agent. You can make money cold calling people. Stop letting these people gaslight you. Decide today that, look, enough of this gaslighting. I want to face reality. I want to wake up and do what I have to do. Let me warn you, it's going to be stressful if you have to combine, you doing a full-time job, especially when you want to keep your content creation business, or your reselling business. It might be a little bit stressful. Your life might be a little bit out of balance. You're going to be constantly struggling with time. But guys, like I said, you have to do what you have to do to achieve your goals. I hope this video helps someone out there. If it does, please go ahead, click on the like button, ensure you are subscribed to the channel. Until I see you again in the next one, peace out.